Hi, I'm Ron from Scalr, and today we're going to be taking a look at integrating the Scalr cloud management platform with ServiceNow with two different scenarios. First, we'll do some provisioning through the Scalr service catalog, and then we'll see that our actions are logged properly in ServiceNow. Second, we'll go through a similar workflow, but this time with an app that requires admin approval in ServiceNow. Let's take a look. So there are several methods of provisioning in Scalr, depending on what will make the user more productive. The service catalog is an easy way for users to see what's available to them and then quickly request provisioning for those resources. So now I'm logged in as Mark, and this is the service catalog that's available to me in this environment. And I need to provision a dev machine, so I'm going to choose the developer machine catalog item and hit request. Let's call this Mark's new dev box. I can take a look at the server properties if I want more info, but in this case, all the policies about where and how this is going to be provisioned are already set up for me. So as the end user, all I really have to do here is give it a name and hit create and launch. Since this workflow doesn't require any approvals, and as long as I'm within policy, I can just go ahead and provision, my dev machine is already being deployed. But if we switch over to ServiceNow, I can now see Mark's new dev box here. It's been logged to ServiceNow, and if we'll click on it, we'll see some more info about it. So let's click on Mark's new dev box. Here we can see all the relevant info on this app. So which environment this app belongs to, as well as the Scalr account. The owner is Mark, as we saw before. And we can also see some cost analytics information and attribution data on the cost analytics tab. In the meantime, our machine was provisioned and our app is now up and running. Now that the server is up, we can actually see details about it in ServiceNow as well. So if we go back to the listing, we can now see that the servers that belong to this app are here in ServiceNow as well. So we can see some data about them. Now let's go through this again, but this time require an approval in ServiceNow. So I have pretty much the same setup. I'm logged in as Mark and I want to get a dev machine. So I'm going to click on the developer machine catalog item again. Let's call this Mark-DevBox this time. And let's go ahead and hit create and launch. But this time I need to get this approved. So until the admin approves this in ServiceNow, I'll just see this pending approval status. So let's go back to ServiceNow. I'm now logged in as a system admin, so I have access and visibility over everything. If I go over to requests, I can see that Mark is asking for a dev box. So let's take a look. This is requested for Mark O'Brien. He wants to launch a new application, and I have some additional request data down here. The status on this is currently pending approval, as we saw before in Scalr. So let's go to my approvals, and I can see that this same request is assigned to me, and I can just go ahead and approve it. This is just a simple approval workflow where basically the manager approves the requests of their team directly, but you can build whatever workflow makes sense for your team and your organization. So now that I've approved this request, we can go back to Scalr and I can see that the app went on to provisioning. Awesome. So to wrap things up, we went through two different workflows. One, when we provisioned a catalog item and saw that it logged in ServiceNow, and another where we did the same thing but needed to get it approved by an admin in ServiceNow. ServiceNow is very customizable, so this was just an example for how you can handle and organize your data. You can take the info that comes in from Scalr and organize it in any way that makes sense for your company. So I hope this was informative for you, and if you want to learn more about this, please feel free to visit Scalr.com or reach out to us. Thanks for watching.